Hello, everyone. If I just get my shoes out of the way. Today I'm gonna I'm gonna tell you a little bit about a tip I learned when cutting paper. So I have a 42-inch Bristol paper roll. Paper's soft. It's really fine paper, so it's really good for what I need it and for drawing on. Apparently, a little tip I learned, because it's fine. If in the future, if I ever do go into a painting, which I would like to, apparently if I cut it, I found a recipe in which I can like coat it with gesso and maybe paint on it. But so it's really frustrating to cut this paper because I keep fighting with it. I hope I just didn't dox myself, but I have packages all over of just I just store stuff in boxes in my room. So I have this 42-inch paper roll, as you can see, and you know I really just fight with it. I found a method that really works for me. I have a 40. Okay, so the ruler I have is 47 inches. I have a block of wood under it that's 47 inches. The reason why I have that wood under it is to not cut my floor, because I don't want my parents to kill me. No, I'm just kidding, they wouldn't, but I really don't want to destroy their floor. So I have that as a backing, because what I do is I have a, let me get my drawing board. I have a drawing board, and I've slowly added improvements to it through the years, and it's just a 12 by 18 masonite board. I think it's like a Springer Atlas 12 by 18. I just found out they discontinued them, which is really disappointing because I really like the drawing area that you get from it. And I have two clips to stabilize the paper, and this is just a bunch of random crap that I was drawing for practice. I didn't even fill up the page all the way. And I also have a book light. This book light, it's just a Vecchia. I actually got another one recently and I'm waiting to come in the mail because it is known for better. I don't want to blind you when I turn the light on because white really reflects the light. It's not bad when you're drawing, and it doesn't cause a bad glare. Well, I could show you. It's not that bad. It's better when you're actually drawing from it. Filming it, it's not so good. So that's why I'm measuring 18. So let me tell you. So I have the ruler holds it for the most part. Sometimes I fight with paper. I have a like an extendable ruler thing here, and what I do is I measure out from the end of the page to about, I think it's 18 inches in. Yeah, 18 inches in. I then use one of my pencils. You could use any pencil you want to, and I mark it here. And I do the same thing, measuring it out 18 inches on the other side here. So the other thing is, after I do that, I used a ruler, because the ruler helps me line it up like a clamp a bit. And you kind of have to use your whole body when you're doing this, just because of the nature. And I line up the ruler with the two dashes that I put on the page. And then what I'll do is I have a rotary cutter here. I don't recommend scissors. The reason why I recommend a rotary cutter is because it's for this purpose, and it has I believe it's a paper cutting one. I hope it works. It does work, but working with rotary cutters is a bit different, because when you do it, you have to line up, and you do very small intervals at a time. Like I'm talking like an inch or so. Like if you try to do it more, even if you're lined up, it doesn't always work out the best. So what I do is I line up, I do it. I would actually be holding the roller. I'm holding my phone. No, I'm holding my phone in my left hand and the rotary cutter in my right hand. And I don't know the brand of this rotary cutter. I just got it off Amazon, to be honest. It just says Auto Tool Home. And Johnson 47-inch roller. And maybe it's 48. Sorry, it's actually 48 inches. Okay, so then I line it up, I cut it, and obviously, it's 18 inches. The paper, the Bristol paper is 42. So each piece of paper that I put on my masonite board is like, most of them can be 12 by 18 to take up the entire surface area of the board. Sorry, someone's cutting lawn outside or using some tool and it's making a bunch of noise. So then eventually what I get is I get this, and it's like a roll of paper. So at this point, this is like a piece of paper that I cut. Sometimes near the edge, if I didn't, I need more practice doing this because I wanted it to be straight. I don't have a 42-inch blade to keep it perfectly straight. But then what I'll do is I'll just take a regular pair of scissors to cut off any like weird excess that I, like when I fail to cut it perfectly straight, which you may do a little bit. There's just a little bit left over that I would just then cut off. So the other thing I want to say, something that I didn't do yet that I'm going to do soon is I'm going to take this paper, I'm going to fold it. I'm going to fold it, and then I'm going to probably cut it. But the thing that I've learned is that when you cut it, it still rolls, because, you know, this whole paper is in a roll, of course, as you can tell. And what I do is I put a couple books under it to kind of like crush and flatten out the paper. It does take about a little over 24 hours for it to stay flattened, but it does work. It just takes a significant amount of time, which is a bit annoying. Also, this paper, let me give you the slip, because I always try to cite everything that I use in these videos. Let me just make sure my address isn't on here. I mean, if it was my address, I would have no problem sharing it. Okay, but it's just, I hope I didn't dox myself, but oh well. It's my parents' house, but okay, so it's Bristol Smooth, 42 by 10. I don't know why the text is coming off here. I tried so hard to preserve this thing. I should laminate it. I thought it was. No, I guess it's not laminated. Damn. But it's yeah, Bristol Smooth surface. I can't remember how much I got it from. I can't remember. I think I got it from Jerry's Artorama. But yeah, so this has been a long video in the making. I really wanted to make this video for a long time. I like sharing these little tips that I can as I go on. The only other thing that I do want to talk about before I end this video is, you can see the paper folded back itself again. So this piece of wood, my good friend cut it for me. It was scrap wood that they were going to throw away, and it lays flat. Okay, this thing, I think it's maybe about an inch or so. It has some knots, but it doesn't affect me cutting it at all. Now, the important thing is I got a 2x4 before using this. My dad bought it for me, and sad to say, the 2x4 had natural bendiness to it, and I didn't know this at the time. So, the thing about this piece is that it's less than that. I think it's just a piece of pine, and it lays perfectly flat. Like, it doesn't have any bending at all. So I don't know what the dimensions. It's still I think it's 48 inches. I don't know if I measure it, I'd be able to tell you if I can measure it. If I could do this with a second hand. It's a little over 3 inches. Yeah, it's 3.5 inches. It's 3.5 inches wide, 48 inches height, and it's less than an inch, or maybe it is an inch. I can measure it real quick for you. Why not? I'll do it for you, just for you. Yeah, it's like exactly an inch. And I like it. It's perfect. And just make sure it lays flat and it doesn't have any major surface issues, like it doesn't have any dips from knots or whatnot. Also, keep it inside, don't keep it outside, because it's unfinished, so if you keep wood like this outside, the knots may eventually pop out, and the wood may get deteriorated. But keeping it inside is good. You can sand it if you want to. This doesn't need sanded, but sometimes wood will have areas where you may get like a splinter or something, so you do have to just be cautious of that so you don't get like a splinter, because it is not fun to take those out yourself. This wood is so perfect. It lays flat. I would mention my friend's name. I may do it in a future article, but you know, I don't know if I want to mention if they don't want me to mention their name or not, you know, on the internet and all that. So yeah, thank you to him. This is greatly helpful. I'm not sure if I mentioned about how, oops, hope I didn't dox myself. But I will use the roller to help me keep the paper open a little, or it just helps me keep the areas of where I plan to cut it. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share. It could be an extreme challenge to really cut paper. Who would think it would be so hard to cut paper? But I hope this video was okay and clear. I don't really have a GoPro helmet to film on, so I hope it wasn't too bad with me trying to hold this in my left hand as I filmed this video. But I hope this tip kind of helps you. Maybe I'll have to write a article about it one day. But yeah, thank you for listening. If you like this video, please like it. If you have a question, please add it in the comments. And if you like my channel, please subscribe. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.